Wrestling is trash. Wrestling is trash.
Pow! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestling is Trash. This is episode 154 of your favorite nonsensical wrestling podcast, where we talk about pro wrestling, past, present, and possibly the future. I, of course, am Trashboy numero dos, Lou from the BX, host of the Everything Podcast, co-host of Wrestling is Trash, your favorite podcaster's favorite wrestling show. And with me, as always, directly to my left. Oh, what happened? See, look at this. We're gone for 2 weeks.
We're good.
And we got, look, Nick is dropping his tablet.
No,
what is happening?
We're good. A thing popped up. I tried swiping it. Yeah, everyone, what up? Nick Aniselli. He's excited to be back. I see, before we went on, I told Lou I can't do the intro because I'd botch it. And I did, even though I wasn't the one speaking. Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. And we got a lot to talk about. A great weekend of wrestling. Another weekend of the Wrestles.
Another unintended, well, actually, I guess it was intended. We just weren't here to do an actual pre-show, which I was actually kind of upset about. But things have been going on lately. Nick had to disappear for 2 weeks. He was taking care of business. I got promoted recently, so I've been super busy. Absolutely. More money, more problems. And yeah, so I've been kind of running around, and I just haven't had the time. And I was like, you know what, without my tag team partner, we hate to do the solo episodes. So I mean that we don't hate them, but it's just like it's much better when you have someone to bounce your ideas off of. So we kind of took a 2-week break. It was unintended, but we're back, and a lot of shit happened while we were gone. So we're gonna there's no notes today, people. We don't have any specific topics. We're just going to talk about everything that's happened in the past couple of weeks, catch up, talk some shit. You already know how we do. I'm getting properly libated. I just got home. 2.6 carbs if you're on keto. This is
I love a nice Michelob Ultra.
A damn fine beer, if you ask
It really is. It
really actually is. You know what? They actually have a thing. I know Bud Light, like these people are trying to cancel Bud Light, but Bud Light actually has a 0-carb beer called Bud Light Next that I saw in Ocala, where I was this past weekend, and I was gonna buy it, but I was like, bro, I only have money to buy one 12-pack, and I don't want to buy something that might suck, so let me just stick with the Michelob. So, but it's out there. I'm gonna try it.
Okay. Yeah, nothing better than a nice Michelob. It goes down smooth. You got to drink a few more to get a little drunk, but that's okay.
That is a tasty beverage.
It is. We had a lot though this weekend for everyone. We had a lot.
Yeah, man. There's a lot going on, dude. We have SummerSlam happening. SummerSlam happened. Collision happened. A lot of stuff happened in Impact. The G1's happening right now. I see clips of the G1 like every week. That's a little hard for me to kind of keep up with and understand because I don't really understand. It's been going on for like a month. Yeah, and I guess it's like a big tournament, and it's if you lose, it's based on points. So whoever gets the most points advances to the final. And I really was only paying attention to it because Eddie Kingston's over there. Yeah. So our New Japan strong champion Eddie Kingston is in the G1, living his best life. Got to meet his hero. I saw a video of him. He finally met his childhood hero there, and the dude, like, you've never seen somebody smiling so much. It was like hilarious. But that's very cool. I'm very happy for Eddie. Always good to see good people getting good stuff happen to them. So but yeah, there's a lot going on.
Speaking of feel good, real quick, it made me think of that, right? Because as us as like normal people, like we would meet, say, someone like an Eddie Kingston, and like we could have that reaction, right? Or whoever it may be, whether it's an athlete or an actor, actress, whatever it may be. Do you see that video of The Rock giving the UFC fighter a house?
Yeah. Well, I saw when he I saw when the dude was like being interviewed and The Rock was like trying to like creep up behind him or whatever, and he didn't realize he
that
was
same
there.
dude, this just
Yeah.
came out. If you see him, he bought him a house.
Wow.
Yeah, or
Damn.
a condo. Probably a condo, but he bought him a home.
Damn, can't The Rock come through and buy me a house, bro? I was nice to you those 20 years ago when we met at the supermarket, bro. Come buy me a house. I need it.
Yep. And then I want to
love
get
you forever.
one quick wrestling Rock related news topic off too, though. So Kevin Hart does this show. Did you see that clip?
I saw he was on there, but I didn't. I'm telling you, bro, I haven't been watching anything.
They referenced WrestleMania in Philly. And Kevin Hart was like, yeah, when you're in WrestleMania next year. And because Kevin Hart was being the funny guy, he's like, yeah, like I'm the reason it's happening in Philadelphia. He's like, yeah, you know, Nick Khan called me himself and was like, hey, Kev, we have nowhere to go for Mania next year. Can you get Philly? He's like, yeah, give me 5 minutes. And they were playing back and forth because obviously that's not the real reason. But they were talking about, like, Kevin Hart was making it seem like The Rock is going to be there. I don't think he is personally. But,
I mean, that's the only way they can go, right? Like, what else? What else can they do?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, it's heading there, especially when you see Paul Heyman saying something like, "We're in the bottom of the third." Like, really?
I was just gonna say that.
Really? So what? We're another 2 years of this shit? 3 years of this story?
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying the shit out of this storyline still.
Yeah,
but it's like,
but it's kind of weird to. I mean, again, you always complain about WWE not having long-term storytelling. They do quick things. They repeat a lot of things. So now they're actually doing a really long-term story, and people are starting to go, "Oh, I'm getting tired of this." But it's like, it's entertaining. Like, it's still, it's not like I've seen a lot of, have they jumped the shark? Is this getting like whatever? And I will say, again, the swerve at the end of SummerSlam when Jimmy came out and betrayed his brother, like, I don't really get it. You know what I mean? Because if you go back in the history and look at everything, it's like, why would Jimmy betray Jay after all this shit they went through? But I'm sure, you know, that when on Friday he'll come out and they'll explain it in a way that, like, you know, they'll figure out a way to make it make sense or whatever. But really, like, come on, you know that they're gonna throw all the money at The Rock to like try to get him to do this.
My thing is, so I kept saying last year, for last year's Mania, like, all right, Roman's got to drop the title. But since Mania, I've enjoyed the storyline. So I'm going to say this now, and we'll see if it changes. But the only way I want Roman to come out of Mania champion is if he faces The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
But the one thing...
he definitely can't lose. He can't lose to The Rock.
Yeah, the one thing...
He can't.
Because I'll say this, the one thing I am sick of in this storyline, and it's only one thing, it's a big thing, but when Roman first started this run, I would say until, I think Clash of the Castle is when it really started, when Solo debuted. I'm sick of Roman needing interference to win every match.
It's every match.
Yeah, because when Roman was first winning, it was all him, right? And like the names of the people he beat, like, I was at that SummerSlam. He beat John Cena clean. He beat Brock Lesnar twice clean. Because I guess you can say the first time it really started was probably that SummerSlam.
How was the finish for Daniel Bryan and Edge? They basically turned on each other and he took advantage type shit. I don't really remember.
No, I think Jay got involved a little bit.
Okay.
But nothing like too crazy. But then he ended up stacking them. But so I guess you could say, but like he beat Edge clean at Money in the Bank. He beat Daniel Bryan clean on that SmackDown. So like he's beaten, and then it's just Solo. It seems since Solo debuted at Clash of the Castle, every title shot, it's interference. And I'm not usually one to dive into these things or like overlook it like other people do, because I don't really care. But tribal combat, there's supposed to be no interference.
Yeah.
And there was nothing but interference, and it's like whatever. But the one thing I thought was cool though from the match was Jay's entrance. Did you see the video of him piping up the crowd and they were singing this song? That was dope. You'll see, when if you rewatch that, when you watch it, you'll see. But But I don't know, man. I'm such a big fan of stadium shows in general. Like we were saying off air, I really want All In to do really good. It's probably going to do really good. Like we were saying, Lou and I were both saying, the only really pay-per-view that hasn't hit for us in the company's history has been this year's Double or Nothing.
Right. And it's not even that it was bad. It was just kind of like,
just didn't live up to the other ones.
It was like, okay, yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't like tremendous.
No, but it's like, I kind of compare it to like, Wilt Chamberlain puts up 100 points in a game. That's what we kept seeing. And then that game, he happened to only drop 70.
Right.
Like, still good, but not like everything else. And so I'm excited. This stadium show is going to be sick, though, because of fucking where they're at, just the UK. Because, like, I thought Detroit had a really good fan base. Like, I thought the crowd was pretty good for the, 50-something thousand they had.
Yeah. So right now, they've announced a few matches. I think I don't think it's official yet, but I think they're going to do Samoa Joe CM Punk.
Yeah, so I think as of right now, that's the only one not announced that seems to be announced.
Yeah.
And then Adam Cole and
MJF and Adam Cole.
And then FTR and the Bucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I like about All In is that it's not like the thing with All In, it's like it's not just an AEW show. Like you're gonna see people that are not on the roster in matches that are probably not even gonna get signed. Like Rey Mysterio was in the, Rey Mysterio was in the first All In. They had a bunch of other people. They might have like Grado or some of these like super popular independent people pop up, and I think that's cool because it's gonna cater to like that fan over there. So I don't think they're gonna have an issue as far as dropping the ball. I think it's gonna be a phenomenal show.
My question is, weren't there rumors of them doing Punk and Will? There was a rumored opponent for Will Ospreay, and it wasn't Kenny.
I think it's Jericho.
Yes, that's good. So I wonder if they're gonna go. Oh God, I get it though. I bet you New Japan's like, nah, man. We started that trilogy.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
And you know what? They deserve that. They deserve.
Yeah.
That. And I'm assuming that's going to be at Wrestle Kingdom, right? You think they'll run back the trilogy?
Kingdom? Oh yeah, it's going to be next year. Because you would think, that's the match to do at Wembley. But when you think about it, New Japan's like, nah.
Imagine if 2 years in a row they get match of the year within the first week of the year.
Yeah, within the first 5 days, they already put out a match of the year. Because that match is going to bang. Oh, that match is going to bang. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So I'm trying to think what else. I guess since we're on the AEW side of things, we can start before we'll dive into further SummerSlam and whatever Raw. But what other matches could we? Oh, first off, let's give a quick round of applause for Shida becoming women's champion.
Fuck yeah,
that was fucking awesome. I know Squishy's happy. I know she wanted to see Shida get that. Girl. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. So on the women's side, who do we? Shida,
Mercedes Moné.
That's what you're thinking?
That's what I'd want.
Ah,
shit. That's what I want. Now I don't know if she's gonna be healed up by then, but I've been seeing pictures of her lately, and she's not wearing any type of cast or anything. No. I don't know. I know she's not out there wrestling, but I'd throw money at her to get her ass over there to work that match. I mean, it might be her first match back from injury. I don't know if you want to have her lose. Now, see, it's a double-edged sword because what do? Do you have her go in there with Shida and lose against, or do you let her be your AEW Women's Champion but not be signed? So it's kind of, what I mean?
That's the thing. And I bet you, to be honest, because everyone keeps saying Mercedes might not want to sign with AEW. I bet you Tony thinks that too, because here's my thing. And I guess that has to do with the part-time thing. So, part-time, I feel, on the women's side isn't a good thing. The reason I say this, because as we know, it's a big thing right now in both companies. Everyone's like raging, right? Is that the women's don't get a fair chance. And so if you have this amazing, because obviously Mercedes is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world, and she's champion and she's not there all the time, I feel that's kind of living up to that in a way. Yeah. So I bet you if Tony's like, yo, if you're not going to be on my TV weekly, like, because I'm trying to think, because AEW hasn't really signed any part-timers yet.
Yeah, I know they haven't done it. She would be one of the ones. I mean, she's a gigantic star.
I think wherever she goes at this point, she's a part timer. Like even if she went back to WWE, she's not going to be on Raw or SmackDown every week. Maybe in the beginning, but not long term.
Yeah,
So,
people saying that she left and she's never going to go back to she's 100% going back to WWE
dude,
at some point.
everyone goes.
100%. They go back. Kyrie
Everyone
Sane's
goes.
going back.
Yeah, I know.
Kyrie
What do you
Sane
think
just
about that?
re-signed with them.
Yeah,
Like,
she posted something. I read the translated tweet. I think she's done with whatever she is doing the end of September, like September 30th. So
so look at that shit. She left because she wanted to go do Stardom. She did Stardom for like a year or two, and she's like, I'm gonna go back. Like,
dude, it's the money at the end of the day. Like for everyone. Brian Pillman Jr. starts. He's going to be at NXT tonight.
That's one thing. I'm watching NXT tonight.
You think he's already going to be on TV?
I want to see Brian Pillman.
You think he's already going to be on TV though?
I think that Brian Pillman Jr. is if they go with that name, because you know how they do over there. But I would like for him to keep his name, to acknowledge his father. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to do it tonight, but I want them to at least be like, fuck, that's Brian Pillman's, the son of Brian Pillman, you know. And I want him to come out tonight and whoever it is in the main event, whether it's Braun Breaker or maybe it's fucking, you know, Mello, whatever. But that should be, he should go directly to the main event. They should give him a chance. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But bro, give him a chance, because bro, Brian Pillman, one of the things that I've always said about him, that one of the things that, like, he may have faults, but not in the ring. He can fucking wrestle. That guy can fucking wrestle. And yeah, maybe his promo and he hasn't exactly found his character yet, but that dude can fucking wrestle. So he can get in there and do the thing. And of course, we've talked about this before. NXT loves everybody. So his confidence is going to only get built up when he's out there and people are just going crazy because it's Brian Pillman. You know what I mean? Because they cheer for everybody. So that only helps.
I wonder if Dragon Lee wins the North American title tonight against Dominic.
Ooh. I don't think they're going to take the belt off Dominic yet. I think they're going to let him run with it for a little bit.
I don't know, man. I saw a tweet that did not age well after SummerSlam. And it was a petty tweet because as we know, I'm a massive fan of him. But it was that Brody King tweet. And it says when you get the Wish version of House of Black.
Oh, shit.
And it's like, look at the night and day difference now.
Yeah.
Which I don't like seeing things. Now, granted, I guess he started that himself because I'm a massive House of Black fan. And I hope they get in on All In. They should. I bet you they're going to do
Oh, no, 100% they need to be on that show. With that entrance.
And they're still the Trios champs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, next week they're wrestling CMFTR.
Yeah.
For the titles. No. Yo, that's going to be some shit.
I just hope they win.
I don't know, bro. I think Ricky might cause some shenanigans, or maybe Joe. Maybe Joe will cause some shenanigans or something, and they start setting up Wembley, because I don't see them taking the belts off of House of Black, and now you have FTR as your trios champions and your tag team champions, and then you got CM Punk with this real champion shit and the fucking trio. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. That's just too much. So there's way too many people on your roster for that.
I guess back to Sheeta. So if it's not Mercedes, who do you realistically see?
I'm afraid that it's gonna be Saraya.
Yeah, I'm afraid in neck of the woods.
Like, unless Jamie Hayter gets healthy and comes back.
I don't think so.
But Sheeta's a face. So actually Jamie Hayter is a heel. So, but yeah, unless she gets healthy or something that I don't know about and she comes back, I'm thinking it's probably Saraya. Because who else is it gonna be? It's gonna be Jade. I don't think people are gonna give a fuck over there about Jade Cargill. Like, I'm just gonna be honest.
People make it seem like Jade's done.
They've been rumors that she might sign with WWE and that she might retire, and I don't know. I don't know what that's about.
If she goes to WWE, it's just for this and this only.
Jade Cargill in WWE would be a fucking gigantic star. Like, she will be she would just be the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
They'll put her on everything. They'll put her in movies. They'll put her in the Tonight Show, because WWE has the monopoly on all that shit. That's the one problem that AEW has. They don't have like
Yeah.
that. They can't put people on the Tonight Show. They can't because
Yeah.
WWE has that shit locked down.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like, everyone says what they want, but you've heard it in the press conferences and the press were like, WWE is just on another level right now.
They're the NFL. The WWE is the NFL.
See Sean Ross Sapp tweets it every week. No matter where they are for Raw or SmackDown, and it's not because Triple H took over. It's just the reference of since he's taken over, every Raw or SmackDown has been the highest grossing show they've done in that town every week.
Yeah.
And that's what Paul Heyman was saying. It's like people can in the press. If you kind of want to see the press conference from SummerSlam, Paul Heyman. Obviously, I like AEW's press conferences way better. One, they're longer.
Yeah, because the WWE one is super scripted.
Yeah, they're definitely scripted too. But Paul Heyman, like, kind of went in on the whole, like, people can say they're sick of us, but all these records are happening, and it's for one reason and one reason only, and it's Roman. Like, I hate being that guy, but it's Roman.
Did you see him on when he was on First Take? Paul Heyman.
Yeah, what about Bobby?
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, he's dead. That's crazy.
I never wanted to see Stephen A. Smith involved in WWE more than in my life, though. But yes, I don't know. I'm very excited to see where All In shapes up. I'm excited.
What else do you think? I mean, how many matches?
Because usually that's at least 10. They're gonna do.
That's a long show.
Yes,
the All In, which by the way is on Honor Club. You guys can watch that whenever you want on Honor Club. I watched it actually not long ago.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about it on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to have your Lucha Brothers on that show. You definitely want to have your champions on that show.
You
definitely want to have a big return. Like, you want a big return on that show.
Who could it be?
You know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would keep Wardlow off TV until that show and have him like return at that show. Because I think Wardlow over there will get a gigantic pop, and it kind of takes the stink off of what he was involved with like before. Maybe he can come out and get involved with not Jungle. Maybe he can get involved with Luchasaurus and Christian and that whole thing and get his title back or something. I don't know if we want to have Wardlow win the title again.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
They got to figure something out with Wardlow. They have to figure something out with that dude because they're
dropping the ball with him.
Yeah, he's money, and I don't get this whole what they did with him. But I mean, obviously, you want to have your champions on the show.
What about Chris Statlander? They haven't done shit with her.
I know. She just had a match. She just have a match with Mercedes. Oh yeah, they're kind of working a program with Diamante and Mercedes Martinez and her. So they're
here's the
little thing. Something.
People are shitting on Tony right now because WWE fans are just like that, just like AEW fans shit on WWE fans. But
right,
my thing is this: like, we're all I'm happy with everything he's doing, but my man's taken on a lot quickly. Like, not only is he has to produce a stadium show that he knows he has to kill, right? He knows he has to kill it. But then now he just started 2 shows right before his big stadium show.
Right.
So it's like, yo, you kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's like I said, it's the nice guy in me, but you got to give the dude the benefit of the doubt. Even though they're about to have their biggest show ever, I'm giving AEW like a pass, and not that I still like watching each show every week. I'm not one of them that's like, oh, this is bad, but they're in a dwell time right now. Like, you have to give them that time right now.
Yeah.
To figure it all out. Like, like I imagine I was younger, so I don't remember but I imagine Raw and SmackDown was not perfect when they first started doing both of those weekly. Yeah. So I'm just amped to see. I just hope they do a really cool.
I mean, give me a fucking break. When Raw and all that shit first came out, they had fucking Bastion Booger and the Repo Man and fucking all that goofy shit going on. So like, it wasn't exactly the polished, well-oiled machine that it is now. You know what I mean?
It's gonna take time. I just hope they do a cool set.
Yeah, of course. Because for sure.
So for WWE's big shows like SummerSlam, like, are you kind of disappointed in Royal Rumble? So do you remember the Royal Rumble set, like how it was just they came out. They did the same thing SummerSlam. And I don't get why. Like, yo, they literally had WrestleMania 23 in there. And if you remember, that was if you look it up, they had a very cool big set for that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I like the cool sign thing. Like for pay-per-views like Backlash, Money in the Bank, and the stadium shows, I think it's cool. Like me, I'm a huge mark when they haven't done it in forever, but in Madison Square Garden, where they have it straight through the hard cam, the entrance.
Right. Yeah.
The little one, like I'm a mark for that.
Yeah.
Huge fan of that. And maybe because it's different than seeing your typical Raw and SmackDown every week. But I don't know. I want to see AEW do something cool because AEW has had some very cool sets in the past.
Yeah, I think with WWE, one of the things that there has to be like some type of nerd who's in there looking at like numbers and percentages and shit. And I think what they do is that for shows like SummerSlam and Backlash and, you know, I think they focus more on like the pyro and those fucking 3D, you know, the big dog giant 3D thing that they put on
the
TV.
Drones.
Yeah, and the Becky Lynch big time Bex graphic that pops up. I think they focus more on those things when it comes to those pay-per-views for like the home viewer, because bro, if you're at SummerSlam, you're already hyped. Like, yeah, they might have a cool looking set or whatever, but really, depending on where you're sitting, you might not even see the whole thing. You might be in the nosebleeds and you can't really tell what that shit looks like. They're just hyped because they're there. You know what I mean? So
funny
I think they
story
focus more on the other stuff.
When me, my boy Dan, and Rob, and my girl went to Mania, we were all amped because it's like, yo, it's WrestleMania. They're going to have a 6 stage. We're just talking about it, right? And then that was the year, if you remember WrestleMania 35, it was just a big screen. It was cool because it was a big screen. Don't get me wrong, but we were like, and then this year,
but I like that shit.
Yeah, but then this year's Mania set, the one I missed when it's an hour from my house, I thought this year's was sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
Like I like the Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom had the fucking giant screen.
Yeah.
And when Kenny did his entrance and he did the Sephiroth, the one arm wing, and that wing just popped up on the screen, and that shit was like 3 screens long. Like that shit is dope.
I wouldn't be surprised if AEW went that route, because AEW's never done the big screen route.
Yeah, I would do that. And yeah, because that was Wrestle Kingdom that did that. And then they haven't really done anything like really big screen wise. Like, no, I would think
AEW does more of the throwback like stage designs, like with a Double or Nothing, the poker chips, and I think Full Gear they did something with like gears and stuff. So I know they usually. But my question for you, since we're on this topic still, is what are they doing for All Out, being the next week?
Yeah, I'm a little like, first of all, with this new job that I have, it's going to be really hard for me to stay up till midnight to watch these pay-per-views. Like,
yeah,
I mean, paying for them now is not a problem. You know what I mean? But staying up till midnight, and then I'm going to want to watch the scrum. So then you're talking about like 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to wake up at 4. So I'm a little irritated in that aspect, because I can't ask for like, you know, I'm not going to ask for a Monday off to do that shit. Not when I'm like in charge, but it's just weird that they're doing that shit back-to-back weekends, and they've barely announced anything for All In, and they've announced nothing for All Out. So I think like one of those shows should have like, I don't know, man. I heard a rumor, not a rumor, but I saw that they trademarked AEW Plus or something like that. It was called like AEW Plus or something like that. That they filed a trademark for.
I think that's what's going to be the streaming thing.
Yeah, so I was hoping that at this point, and I know Tony has a lot of shit on his plate, but I was hoping that at this point, like there'd be like an AEW page on the Max app or something, or we'd have maybe the Honor Club would turn into an AEW app, and then Honor Club will just be like part of it or something. That way you could put one of those shows on there, because bro, really, pay for 2 shows on back-to-back weekends? Like, dude, I mean, Tony Khan might be rich. You might be rich, bro, but we're not. You know
well, you also got to think too, Tony, once again, to defend him, has a lot on his plate right now too, because yes, AEW is his baby. Like that is, I think, his number one thing that he's the man of. But he's got his soccer club that he still manages, but training camp just started for football. And he's involved in the Jaguars with his dad. So it's like he's got a lot on his plate, not just AEW wise.
Football season getting started.
And and that's the difference between Tony and WWE. WWE only has to focus on WWE. Where Tony, he might not be the president of the Jaguars or all this shit, but he's still involved in it, which is good for him. That's great for him because he's probably at the point where, he comes from family wealth where he could probably just be a title and get paid from the Jaguars and just sit back. CM Punk's going to fight because it's in Chicago, obviously.
Right.
I just kind of wish, they didn't need a pay-per-view. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I get it. All Out's one of their big shows. I still haven't decided what's, their Mania. All Out or Double or Nothing.
I feel like Revolution. I feel like Revolution is one of those, that's Revolution to me kind of feels more like their reset button, their WrestleMania, kind of like their Wrestle Kingdom show. Because Double or Nothing, to me, I equate that more like SummerSlam. And then what else do they have? They have Full Gear.
Full Gear is like a buffer show. You can tell.
Yeah, it's kind of like, one of those in-between shows. So they have Double or Nothing, Full Gear, Revolution. They have obviously the New Japan show, the Forbidden Door, but that's only been 2 years. And really, besides, am I missing a show?
No, they just
All out, right?
And then if you count Forbidden Door in the summer as well.
Yeah, but then didn't they do it All Out last year?
Yeah, so All Out they've done every year. Yeah.
So it might be All Out or Revolution. One of those two might be their, their big.
I think it's All Out.
Big show.
I think it's All Out. They usually stack All Out. That was the one they wanted CM Punk back for.
Yeah.
The one thing they need to do though, and maybe it's because I love going to wrestling shows, but they really need to travel more to AEW, man. Now we're at the point you go to Chicago at least 6 times a year. Dead ass.
Yeah, but again, it's hard. WWE has a monopoly on all these buildings, bro. And I'm sure that they're like, yo, if you let someone else in here, we're not coming back. And that's a lot of fucking money to lose. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, and again, I'm not saying WWE's in the wrong for that shit, bro, because if I was them, I'd do the same shit.
Same fucking
I'd be like, MSG, you want us coming back with Roman Reigns and John Cena and Undertaker? So, okay, so you don't let anybody else in here. Fuck that other company.
No, but even I don't know. I think they need to do the big, All Out doesn't need to be in Chicago every year. Like I said, I went to that really good Dynamite in Inglewood at the Coliseum. You could easily have a pay-per-view there. And like I said, this is me being biased to the West Coast because they really only do one West Coast tour a year.
Yeah.
They hit it around Double or Nothing because they go to Vegas and then they kind of go to California before or after. But I think that would help AEW. I get what you're saying though. I totally agree with you. WWE's got that shit on lock, and I don't blame them either. I'm curious if they have. So in Ontario, I went to a SmackDown there. It's 45 minutes from where I live. It's outside of LA. WWE goes there. That's where that Raw is going to be. I saw SmackDown there. The Raw I saw was there. The house shows in just a random arena. I wonder if AEW could get in there. The reason I say that, I have to. Oh no, they did. AEW went there. The Toyota Center. That's where the Young Bucks are from. Ontario, California, Rancho Cucamonga area. But yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued to see just where. Do you think Adam Cole's going to take the title? I know it's not a pre-show, but do you just think? I don't think he did yet.
Something weird is going to happen there. It looks like. So last week, I was on Dynamite, I believe. They had Roderick Strong back there throwing his temper tantrum, and then the Kingdom showed up. So for people who don't know, they used to be a group back in the day in, I think, what's that shit? PWG. Mm-hmm. They were like a 4-man group over there in PWG. So I think they're gonna kind of play off of that. And you know what's funny though? What I like, I think that's where they're going with that. But I thought that what was gonna be the crescendo of this feud was Adam Cole was going to turn on MJF and go heel and take the title, and then MJF will become full babyface. Like, and like they, because obviously MJF is a scumbag. He's the devil. He's all this bullshit, and you're waiting for him to, betray Adam Cole or whatever and fuck up the friendship and hit him with the chair. When Adam Cole was like, "Do what you got to do," and he was waiting for him to hit him with the chair, and he didn't, and they hugged it out or whatever. So I think what they were, at least what I thought they were going to do, was have Adam Cole betray MJF, and Adam Cole will go full heel, take the title, and then MJF will become a super massive babyface after that, and then he'll be the good guy, and he'll be fucking super over if they did that.
Because the thing we have to remember is, so there were, as we all know, the Elite. So all 4 of them have re-signed with AEW. I think everyone knew it was going to come in. There were speculations. They know WWE was interested, which obviously no shit they're interested. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
of common sense. Yeah, that's like Seth Rollins' contract's coming up. AEW is interested. Well, no shit. Like, you know what I mean? But
can you imagine if at the Royal Rumble, like they're like 3, 2, 1, burn, and then you hear fucking Kenny Omega's battle cry. I hear the battle cry, and they have all that shit on the screen, bro. I would have fucking lost my mind.
But MJF's contract's up in January 24.
Right.
And now here's the difference between his I could see MJF quietly re-signing and then making it a storyline for sure. Like I don't think they'll go the press release route like they did with the Bucks and them. But if he doesn't re-sign, you got to get that title off him.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you get the title off him at the big stadium show? Because if not, since they don't do pay-per-views monthly like WWE, after this is all out to next week, but then after that, it's Full Gear in November.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm definitely curious to see.
And the thing
where
is,
they go.
The thing is, too, it depends also on what the hell's going on with this CM Punk thing, because they have this weird 2-belt thing now. I don't know
how I feel about
it.
To be
this
honest.
Whole weird 2-belt thing. I'm not like, I don't hate it, but like, it's very weird that MJF has not acknowledged the fact that this guy's calling himself the real champion. And even when he won the match against Ricky Starks, like the announcer was like, and the winner and the real AEW world champion, CM Punk. I'm like, okay.
Do you think they could be doing this to see about adding another belt? And this is the test route to see how fans might see?
Yuck is what I say to that. Yuck.
Because think about it. I think it's smart what they're doing with Punk, right? And it. But you don't really hear people complaining online about it.
Yeah.
So maybe.
I mean, obviously, the CM Punk haters obviously are going to say what they're going to say, but
yeah, this could just be my idea, but this isn't a bad way to really test how you feel about having 2 world champions.
It's probably a good test run. I mean, you have your, again, I don't know, man. I feel like at one point I kind of understand having dual champions on the show, but do we really need to have fucking 2 champions for the company? Like, just, you already have your fucking international championship. You have a TNT title. Like, that should be enough. Like, that's basically your US title, your intercontinental title, and then MJF has the world championship.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have all these fucking belts. Like,
and it's a little different because Roman's not on TV every week.
Yeah.
I'll admit, I still like the classic, like the all black WWE, but the undisputed title he has now is kind of growing on me, just a little. I'm
really annoyed that they're coming out with all 3 of those fucking belts. Like, it's really
annoying.
They
stopped that.
Oh yeah, because Paul Heyman was on sports. Paul Heyman was on ESPN with both them titles.
No, on SmackDown and SummerSlam, he just came out with just his one.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But what do you think? Because I know we were speaking of the women and everything. Rhea looks like she's finally going to have a challenger or 2 or 3. I don't know if you saw that from Raw. So pretty much all involved in a segment was Rhea, Raquel, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, and maybe one other. But yeah, there was one other, I believe. I could be wrong, but I don't know if they're gonna go the big like 5 fatal 4-way 5-pack match or something. But they're finally doing something with Rhea.
It's fucking good.
Yeah, finally, she needs it. I think that'll go good. But yeah, I want to know. I don't know. Just Gunther's title. He breaks the record next month.
Oh shit! Look at that already. Look how far we've come.
So I don't know, man. I get it because we were talking about The Rock earlier. But Cody also said finish the story last night on Raw. I don't know, man. I think Mania is going to be Cody, Roman, Gunther, Seth.
Cody, Roman, Gunther, and Seth. Whew.
And then I think on the women's side of the house, you're going to have this Bianca and Charlotte. I think that's just the inevitable, which I'm cool with. I think they could have a good match. And then Rhea and Becky.
So have they completely given up on the brand split? Because it seems like they have.
I think they have.
Because LA Knight
which I'm fine with.
Popped up on Raw last night. And I think he's a SmackDown guy. He popped up on Raw out of nowhere.
He is so over.
Yeah, this guy.
It's insane how
let me tell you
over
something.
This
guy
is.
Right here, I will tell you lovely people who are streaming this show, I did not watch Raw last night, but I did make sure to see. And when I saw that he had a segment on there, I made sure to watch that whole segment. It was on Twitter. I watched it while I was on my break. The dude is, bro, LA Knight is, listen, these things don't happen often. Like, oftentimes you'll see a guy who we really like. Ricochet is a perfect example. We love Ricochet. Ricochet does things in the ring that's like amazing, but his promo sucks. And he really doesn't have like an actual character. He's like a superhero or something, or like a fucking, he like, you don't know what the fuck he is. What he should do is just embrace like Pretty Ricky, because he goes on Instagram and he posts himself wearing pretty clothes and looking all handsome and shit. So play into that. Be that guy. But I'm getting sidetracked. So you have guys like him who you like, but they're not the total package. But LA Knight is like the total package.
Everything.
Like his theme, his gear, how he talks on the mic, his finisher is dope. Him in the ring is dope. And like the crowd is
he can do the outside things. They wanted him for the Slim Jim ad. He could be on the Today Show, the Tonight Show. Like,
so again, you have that secondary title. I think it's been long enough that Seth losing right now. It's first of all, Seth losing is not going to hurt him in any way, like in any way. So
I think he's already done good with the title.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean.
He's been the inaugural champion. He's defended it a bunch of times. He's defended it on pay-per-views. It's fine if he loses. I'm not saying LA Knight should be the one to dethrone him right now, because you should kind of build up to that a little better. But dude, you gotta take it. You gotta strike while the iron is hot, bro. Get that fucking US title off of Austin Theory and put that shit on LA Knight, bro. Let him have a run with the US title. Let Gunther, get the longest reign, and then maybe have LA Knight fucking dethrone Gunther in a year or something.
Now that he's on Raw, showed up on Raw.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have LA Knight be the one to beat Gunther than beat Theory. Just because the US title is a great title to have. It has a lot of lineage, but the IC title has way more. Like, if you're putting them in a standings order, you're going to naturally rank the IC higher than the US.
Yeah.
So it's like think about that. Imagine LA Knight winning, and even if he loses, just LA Knight goes into Mania as IC champion. Like, perfect.
Yeah.
Because, dude, and I'll admit, like we said off air, him and The Miz, it's something you don't want to see on paper, but I think they both delivered last night.
Yeah, hell of a promo. One of the best promos of the year, honestly.
Yeah, I think they're going to fight at Payback, which I'm cool to see. It's a good little match,
Yeah.
Kind of different storyline. You got it built in there, right? The Miz, the salty veteran. I don't like what's going on. LA Knight, the upcomer, kind of gives you, even though I think he's a better promo than, it's kind of like when he was feuding with Bryan Danielson in WWE in the beginning, kind of. Yeah, man, LA Knight is just so fucking. Did you see he had like the best selling merch in the month of July?
Dude, so it's hilarious, and I contribute to that. Thank you very much.
You did.
So I was researching that, and LA Knight has at the time, because I'm sure it's more now because they're trying to capitalize, but LA Knight had, I think it was 15 different items in the WWE shop. 15, okay, between shirts and hats and whatever else he might have. Cody had 175 items in the store, and LA Knight was the number one merch seller. Like, bro.
And it's funny, you say those two names, and those are two names that aren't gonna stop anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because Cody's still getting these insane pops. Like low he got at for like. But last night I was watching, because like I said, so what I do with Raw for the most part is I'll watch what I want to see, right? Like, which a lot of it you can find on Twitter. People post full segments on Twitter.
Yeah.
Or so whatever. And
or
then I listen to the
actually, correct yourself. It's called X now.
Oh yeah, X. Yeah, on X. Yeah, we'll have to dive into that after. X. And I was listening to the podcast. I listened Justin LaBar. He's kind of like an, I guess, analyst, because he does Bust It Open too. But he's pretty well known in the wrestling world. Like so Payback's in Pittsburgh. And that's where he lives. And every time they come, like, he does work with Triple H and Stephanie. Like, so he's kind of like, and he's like, I remember last year after a show, he's like, I was waiting for an Uber to go back to my house. And I didn't want to pay the stupid the surge charge. He's like, so I just went to the bar across from the arena, and like LA Knight was there, just sitting there eating a meal, chilling. You know, a few people saw him, but none of us were those people. We gave him his distance. You know what I mean? He's like, LA Knight cannot do that this year. Because he's that over. And then that Issa, do you know Issa, the Demon Diva chick?
Oh, yeah.
She's on there. And she said, because she's with some Lucha Libre promotion, like online thing, and they sent her there. And I guess they put her in the same hotel as the wrestlers.
Right.
And she said he was getting swarmed left and right.
It's crazy. Because then they went down. It's crazy how that girl blew up, man. I remember years ago, she used to go by WWE Demon Diva, and she used to just do like reaction videos from like on YouTube. Like she would just watch Raw and react.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So wrestling, the site I use, Wrestling Inc., I think is where she got big, because she used to, so they do like the super chats.
Yeah.
And she was always sending super chats, and like they always talked about her because she was always in there. And one day I turned on the SmackDown one, and she was on it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I'll say that girl's blown, like, good for her in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking, I don't know. I'm just, they gotta capitalize somehow with LA Knight. Like, cool, it's good. Put him in this feud with The Miz. He's obviously gonna beat The Miz. But after this, he needs to be getting one of those mid-card.
What I like is that he didn't have a clear match at SummerSlam. You know, they made this Rumble. They let him win the Rumble. And then immediately on Monday, boom, he's in a feud. And he gets a good 10 minutes on a segment on Monday Night Raw, the flagship show. So, they finally have a plan for this guy.
What scared me was he did something not many do. He won a match on Friday. And usually if you win that match right before the big match, you're not going to win it.
Yeah.
And he won that. So he's technically he won Friday, won Saturday. He didn't wrestle Monday, but he won that promo. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I definitely think we're all at the point where we can say they're behind LA Knight. Now we just got to see what they do.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see what they do with Ricochet, because Triple H was praising him in the press conference. So
again, man, he's fantastic in the ring, dude.
Dude, him and Logan, man, Logan, you'll see he did. I don't know if you saw the clip. If you go on his Instagram, you can actually see it. My man did a buckshot lariat from inside the ring to the outside. It didn't come out super smooth.
Listen,
but he still did it better than some people do.
You gotta understand that you're in the inside of the ring. You grab the rope and you're flipping. All your weight is coming down on your legs. So I don't know how. Luckily, he seems to be in phenomenal shape, and he's not like one of those dudes that's like real top heavy or whatever, and his legs are skinny. Like he could tell he's muscle all the way. So because that landing like that, easily you could just collapse and fuck that up. As CM Punk when he tried to do it and he fucking crumbled. So I don't know how the fuck from out inside the ring you do that shit outside and land it again, like you said, wasn't totally smooth, but dude, he didn't crumple. He hit the buckshot. So, dude, that guy,
bro, I'm at the point where I respect Logan Paul in the ring. Like, if he's in a story, not saying I'm always gonna be fully invested, but he's not a bathroom break match.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Yeah, he's still he's still the person he is. Right, which if you really like, he's not really a bad dude. It's one of his brother that does like more of this dumb hype. But I don't know if you saw Logan Paul's like boxing in like October.
I don't know anything about that.
I wonder if WWE is going to try to get behind that at all.
Wow,
like tout it.
Did you see the post match thing when he was fucking with Samantha Irvin?
Yeah,
like she looked so sad, like she had to call the match or whatever. And then he like that dude gets it, bro. Like he totally gets the whole thing, the performance of it, the acting aspect of it, like the fact that everyone gets involved. Like he's like, come on, do it again, announce it again, come on.
Like the dude's good.
Yeah,
the dude's good.
She looked like she was gonna cry.
Yeah, he's at the point where you got to stop being like, oh, it's Logan Paul,
Yeah.
It's Logan Paul now. And he already did his one title match with Roman, like so. So I'm curious where they go with him next, because in the match, he mocked Braun Strowman.
Oh
he did the running power slam on him. It did like it was actually kind of funny because I wonder because he hasn't faced the big guy.
Where's
so
Strowman? Strowman got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah, like something with his neck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I'd kind of be intrigued to see Logan and Braun in a way, just because I wouldn't
mind seeing that.
Just because Logan's been with, besides Roman, Logan's been with, and I guess The Miz. No, I don't know. Roman, Logan, has just been with like normal dudes. Like,
I'd like to see him. So I'm sure he can bump around for like a big guy and make it look really good.
And I could see him and Braun because they're behind Braun. Remember, like at the Saudi, I could see that being a Saudi match actually if they did that. Because Braun's massively, even though some people don't care for him, Braun is insanely over in Saudi.
Oh, yeah.
And he's insanely over there. I don't know. Yeah, I just want to know. And then there's all these speculations if Randy Orton's going to come back or not.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about this. Nick Aldis was a producer at Raw last night.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
It was official. Like he was there.
Wow. So it's happened. Man, that makes me sad, bro. That makes me sad.
I think he'll still get it. Maybe, but here's the thing. I think he'll get in the ring, but what if he just doesn't want to?
My thing is like, I don't know. Like, again, we talked about this the last time. They would have to, in my opinion, run vignettes for like 2 months, or maybe not that long, but like at least for a couple of weeks. They would have to do like vignettes where they show this guy. He looks amazing. He cuts
show the NWA title.
Former NWA World's Champion, that prestigious title, professional wrestler, since you can say that now. And they would have to like throw those out and like beat you over the head with them before his debut. Because, bro, honestly, I don't think any of those fucking people, like if he was to come out in Royal Rumble, I don't think anybody would fucking know who he is.
He wouldn't get it. He wouldn't get as big as a pop.
There'd be some people, like if I was there or you were there, we'd be like, holy fucking shit, is Nick Aldis. But like,
yeah,
people would be like, who's this guy?
But in reality, at a stadium of 50,000 people, 10 to 15,000 are gonna maybe know who he is.
Yeah, and it's like they'd have to really build that up to get him the reaction that he deserves, because he deserves the reaction. I just don't know if that general public of that audience would like know who the fuck Nick Aldis is.
I don't know. I think it's cool to see him back there. I want to know what he did. So, because we didn't hear anything of it today, like whatever.
I'm gonna try to see.
I think it was Fight. I think Fightful was the one that said like, yeah, no, he's there, and Bobby Roode was one too.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I heard someone else went into the
Bobby
producer role,
Roode,
and I
'cause
couldn't
he's-
remember who. So Bobby, I
which I think
understand.
that's
Yeah.
because he's hurt. He's been with the company. I think if Bobby would, because Triple H is a friend of Bobby. Like that's kind of been known off camera. So I don't think it's going to be the last we see Bobby on camera. But I wouldn't be like, I could see no shit Bobby Roode doing that full time.
Yeah.
That's nuts though. Bobby Roode, Nick Aldis, like that's a hell of a production team.
Damn, bro, look at this. Nick Aldis
And we
comes to
still got
terms.
Carlito. We still got Carlito coming
Yeah,
back too.
they signed him, but they have nothing to do for him. It's crazy.
What?
PW Insider
Yeah.
reported that Nick Aldis is in Minnesota ahead of tonight's Raw. It was also noted that he is going to be a producer for WWE, so he will not be an on-screen talent. Wow. That's crazy. That's really crazy because he's awesome. Like Nick Aldis is awesome. But I mean, hey, listen, man, maybe he just doesn't want to fucking do it anymore. Maybe that's what he wants to do. He wants to be a producer, bro. I mean, I don't know the dude, you know what I mean? It's just sad because I would have liked to see him get some type of run, you know what I mean?
Just to say he's had time there, kind of.
Even if he went to NXT, like I kind of feel like Nick Aldis doesn't really need to be in NXT. I think maybe like they could give him like the Drew treatment where he was in NXT for like a minute. Like Drew showed up in NXT for a little bit, won the title, and then he got the fuck out of there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where they would go with them. And then the Carlito thing, I don't know what they're... you got to think. I think it's because everyone just wants it because he was a good U.S. champion.
Yeah. The thing is, what are they going to do with Carlito? What are they going to do with him? Like, you know what I mean? They'll bring him back.
LWO. Like, I hate being that guy, but you're just going to throw him in the LWO?
Yeah, he's going to be in that mid-card area, you know, maybe not even upper mid-card. He's probably going to be like...
Triple H... Sorry to cut you off. Triple H mentioned in the press conference, someone mentioned Austin Theory. And one of the guys was like, pretty much like, you had Austin Theory in the Battle Royal. Why didn't you have him defending his title? And then, because the crazy thing is, listen to this. So I think only 2 dudes got a no-shit entrance in the Royal, the Battle Royal. Mm-hmm. Everyone's in the ring. LA Knight was one. And then it wasn't Sheamus, was it? Oh, Omos. Omos got one.
Wow.
And, but Austin Theory was just another dude in the ring.
Damn.
As the U.S. champion. And I didn't think about that until that dude asked that question. And Triple H, I think, went the whole, which I don't blame him, but went the whole, like, just relax, things are coming kind of thing. But it's like, I don't know, bro. You'd even give him an entrance. Like, I'm not saying you, at least give.
I mean, if the dude's holding a title, he should have a fucking entrance, dude. And that's ridiculous.
Like, I don't know, and you haven't heard any reports of backstage heat either, you know, because usually you hear all those stories. So I don't know what they got going. I don't know. I guess what pisses me off is, granted, the match wasn't good, but like, I hate when you see legends put people over and then nothing comes of it. Like, Cena, he took the 1, 2, 3 to him. Just kind of like, did you see what happened with Brock and Cody after the match?
Yeah.
Like, that was dope. And I guess that Brock wasn't planned.
Super over.
Yeah.
He put him super over. Which is cool because like when that feud started, people were like, why is Brock doing this shit? And everybody wanted an explanation. And now you kind of like have one. Like you kind of have an explanation now. Like Brock thought, you know, that this dude wasn't worthy and he fucking, you know, he put him through the ringer, some old school shit. And now he's like, all right, kid, you know what? You fucking got my respect. That's it, bro. We beat the shit out of each other. We bled together. You know, you got me type shit.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that.
Because Dave Meltzer reported that Brock should be off TV until pretty much WrestleMania season. So probably for the Rumble, they'll probably announce him for the Rumble, and everyone will think he'll win the Rumble.
Yeah, or he might. He just might.
I'm just curious
why they need to do that.
Because I'd rather have Gunther face for the World Heavyweight title. But you got to think, if Gunther's not fighting for the title at Mania, he's got to be fighting Brock. Like, you got to think they pulled the trigger on it now. And Brock said it to ESPN that, like, yeah, like, I'm interested in that. I just don't know how that match would go. Like, as much as we all want to see it, like, that is two complete different styles.
Yeah, I think
But I don't know. Picture
they would
Brock
just
selling
beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, picture Brock selling a chop from Gunther, though.
He would probably no-sell that shit.
Oh, at one point for sure he will.
It's at least the first couple, and then he might just get chopped down. But I'd actually kind of want to see that match now.
Imagine if Brock's the one that beats him for the title.
Brock don't want nothing to do with that fucking IC title, bro. He don't want nothing to do with that shit.
My hot take is I don't think Brock ever holds a title again.
I can see that. I mean, he's getting up there.
Yeah, and he's fucking.
They really have no need for him to do that. Like, they have plenty of people now that, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. He's had, because who's he feuded with since Triple H has taken over? He finished the Roman thing.
Roman Reigns for like a year and a half.
Yeah, Cody. So he did Cody, Omos, technically.
Then they had that one match.
Who did he fight at Crown Jewel?
Because he's always Bobby.
Yeah, and Bobby. And he
feuded with Bobby for a bit.
Oh, what about Bobby and the Profits? They got a massive pop on SmackDown.
Yeah, I saw a still video of like Dawkins in a suit and a shirt and a tie and shit. And I was like, uh-oh, what's going on here? But I didn't get a chance to see the video.
So I thought it went good because they came in and attacked like the two tag teams. I think it was the OC and was it Hit Row?
Oh, the Brutes.
Oh yeah, the Brutes. And the thing I didn't like, I liked how they were all dressed up or whatever, but Montez sold the heel thing way more than Dawkins. Dawkins, I'm not saying Dawkins did bad because he didn't, but Montez, like, you could tell he's really embracing this. And then they were walking off the ramp, and then Bobby came out, and Bobby got a massive pop. Group got a pop, but Bobby got a massive pop because Bobby just came out there in his suits looking fly as always. I'll say that Bobby Lashley's one dude that can rock a suit. And
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, and so I wonder. I could see, you know what? I could see their first feud being, thinking about it just instantly, because you said the tag team, them versus the Brutes.
Oh yeah,
that wouldn't be a bad one. Good, credible feud. I'd like to think.
I mean, I'm just tight because like. You got Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin right there. You got the Hurt Business right there. Like, because it's cool to see the Street Profits doing that, but it's like those motherfuckers are eternally over. Like they have no need for this rub. Yeah, they have the rub already. You know what I mean?
Get that pop, yeah.
So, everybody wants to see the Hurt Business back, but I get it. Whatever. This is a new thing. They're trying something new. I wonder what they're going to call themselves.
What are your thoughts on if Bianca joined it?
I'd be fine with that.
She has embraced like the heel thing a little more.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I don't know if these guys are calling themselves anything yet. I'm looking at the video now, Bobby coming out, and Bobby's looking a little bit like a manager. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think he's just hyping them up. I don't think he's going to be a no-shit manager.
Yeah, because he's just clapping and giving them the thumbs up. Or maybe he's like, they could explain it in a way where like, because the Cedric and Shelton, the problem with that group was like, it seemed like Vince liked Bobby, but he didn't give a shit about Shelton and Cedric. So they would lose and then Bobby would win, but the other guys are losing. So it's like they had a title run of like 3 days or something. They put it on them real quick, and they had their photo ops and all that shit where they were all holding titles. But he wasn't invested in them. Vince wasn't invested in the two of them like he was with Bobby. So now when I look at this and I see Bobby coming out and clapping like, yeah, like look at this. Now I got some motherfucking killers with me. So it could work. It could work. I'm like,
you know what I want to see instantly. This versus the Bloodline, because Jay's gone.
Yeah.
So you got Jimmy, Solo, and Roman.
Oh yeah.
Even though Bobby ain't gonna win, I still want to see Bobby in the spotlight.
Yeah, that was the perfect. Like again, I'm not a booker, but it seems like they have this bloodline.
That was perfect.
Yeah, it's like they have this bloodline thing figured out. I thought when they did the draft and they were gonna go that bloodline, her business route, but maybe they will. Who knows?
I don't know. I think they got the bloodline literally mapped out till Mania. Like, I really no bullshit think they do.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I don't know. I just can't think what else. I don't know. I just want to see what they do with Bobby. I don't know. This Payback pay-per-view, because so on the WWE side, you got Payback. October, you got Fastlane. Then you got Survivor Series, and then that's it. And then probably a Saudi show. They usually do. So, but we all know Saudi, they don't really push storylines too much. So I'd say you've got 3 real big main shows. And Survivor Series is in Chicago. I don't know which route they're going in. I don't know if they're going to go the War Games route or
what's
if they're
next.
Going to Payback.
I thought Payback was after WrestleMania.
No, that was Backlash.
Oh, Backlash. Duh. Yeah. Payback.
But,
really?
So you got Payback. Because I think we have another weekend of the Wrestles coming. I think on Saturday we have Payback, and on Sunday we have All Out.
Wow.
So.
Okay, so Elimination Chamber, Roadblock was in March. You got.
Oh, is that NXT?
Money in the Bank, Great American Bash, SummerSlam, Payback, Superstar Spectacle. What the fuck is that?
They're doing a show in India. They did it. They've done it before, yeah.
And then they're having a Fastlane in October.
Yeah, that's
Halloween Havoc for NXT, then Crown Jewel, and Survivor Series, then another NXT show, then you got the Rumble, and then you got Mania. Damn, it's a lot of fucking shows, man. God damn. Dude, and I even left some off. Like,
well, I don't think that India show is going to be like a big thing.
I never even heard of that.
They just announced it, I think.
Yeah, you got Payback, Superstar Spectacle, then you got No Mercy, which is NXT. Fastlane, another NXT show. Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, another NXT show.
Fastlane's WWE, not NXT.
No, that's what I was saying. They have.
Oh shit, my bad.
Superstar Spectacle, and then an NXT show, then Fastlane, then another NXT show, then Crown Jewel, then Survivor Series, then another NXT show, and then Royal Rumble. And
hey, did you see they switched up commentary teams?
Yeah, bro.
Cole and Barrett on Raw.
I mean, I felt bad for Kevin Patrick, but I mean, they just moved him to SmackDown. It's not like they took him off the air. Because he kind of low key, he kind of grew on me a little bit. He's not great. Like, I don't think I feel like he was getting a little better. He's not great or anything, but having Michael Cole and Stu Bennett on Raw is much better.
Yeah,
like I think
it made sense because you don't want to break up Wade and Michael because they're good. So you move them to Raw.
I call him Stu Bennett. His real name is Wade Barrett.
I see why they put Corey though on SmackDown because that is like the A show.
Yeah.
And Corey and him are the ones who call all the pay-per-views. But I don't know. I think this can be good because remember Vic Joseph? Remember when Raw in 2019 it was like Vic Joseph, it was Mace, whatever his name was, and Jerry Lawler, and it was terrible.
Yeah,
it was terrible. But Vic Joseph was horrendous, and now he's really good in NXT, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why. I need Booker T off of. I mean, I enjoy Booker T on NXT when I do watch it, but I need him on Raw, bro. I love Booker T, bro, because Booker T just says wild shit, and I just love Booker T on Raw. I need him back on there.
Shooky ducky quack quack.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious, bro. I would love to have him back there.
Yeah, well, I'm happy they did it though, because Raw felt a lot. Like I said, to be honest, last night I just watched that Fatal 4-Way. That was it. But the commentary on it was a lot better.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if maybe I could catch because the Hulu thing is like I think it's like an hour and 60 or something for Raw. So maybe I'll try to catch the Hulu rebroadcast of that and see what I can watch on there. Because I definitely want to see if I can watch NXT tonight. I definitely want to watch that.
Yeah,
they're gonna get a ratings pop for me for Brian Pillman.
I hope he shows up just for you because I don't think he's gonna show up personally. Our girl
That's
Lola,
supposedly that's the rumor. He's coming out tonight. They're
our
they're
girl,
ready. I don't know how
our
they're
girl,
rushing it, but
our girl Lola Vice did pretty good on NXT last week.
yeah, she does pretty good at anything.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's very good at what she does.
I don't know. I
So
guess
we'll see how.
if we want to start wrapping up, I think in both sides of the major American companies, I think they're both doing good right now. Like, to be honest, I think both are good. Raw was good last night, from what everyone's saying on Twitter. At least I watched it. Was like, oh, it was actually a decent episode. We'll see
Yeah.
if they can maintain that. But like I said, SmackDown's usually good for the most part. Dynamite and Collision always hit. So we're in a good state of wrestling. We have a huge show in AEW coming up that I know you and I are at least excited for. You know, now we get to see what's going on with this bloodline shit again. So it's like you got something on both sides of the house that people could be interested. I saw Squishy's been watching some WWE.
Yeah, man, good for her. That's it's good for her. And it's funny that she's like, because she was telling me a couple things that she was like, she just posted earlier, like, why do people hate Dominic Mysterio? I don't get it.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm like,
saw that tweet, and
I'm like, you haven't been watching. So you like him now, but you haven't seen the evolution of this little asshole. And it's funny because she's like, I was talking to her before that, and it's like, she's like, yeah, I like this, and I like this, and I like that, and I'm like, yeah, because you're coming back to it now, and it's all fresh to you. You haven't been beat over the head with stuff the last few years, so it's I envy her position.
What's something she said she liked that was like wild?
She's liked everything so far. She said Raw was phenomenal. She was even saying like the camera work was great and this and that. And I'm like, camera work.
Oh,
you know those camera cuts.
You don't like those camera cuts.
You know those camera cuts. There was a clip on Twitter the other day of like a camera cut, and it was literally like this. Like somebody was punching somebody. I don't even know who it was. I think it was on NXT, and literally the camera was like going like this. And it was like, Jesus, dude.
You know what? With her watching WWE, and it's the same with other people who watch AEW as well. She's that demographic that they're trying to hit.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, what did we say? The IWC is probably what? Like 15% of the actual viewership?
Oh, look. Yeah, definitely. Look, before you continue that, this is what I was talking about. Here's a clip of it. That's not a clip. That's camera cuts, bro.
Yo, I have something to say on that in a second too, though. I guess
it's insane.
Like the IWC is what, 15% at most of the actual viewership.
Yeah, 15, 20%, something like that.
But there's the fans like her who are new, just checking in, right? Nothing wrong with it on both sides of the house.
Yeah,
that keep them going. That's who they're trying to entertain, not us. They're really not there for you and I.
Yeah, the WWE is there for the.
Stevenson?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
fuck
I don't know,
guy.
dude. I don't know if it's because I think personally, it's because I think it's on no one but him. The reason I say that is because he just won the gold medal in 2021. He should have came instantly.
Well, the problem with him is that he allegedly sexually assaulted some girl in a fucking dorm room. That's why people are bullying him.
Oh, I never knew that, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is breaking news to me.
Yeah, because it's like,
never mind that. Okay.
Yeah, that shit came out I think in 2019. Him and another guy were in a hotel room or something, or in a dorm room with a girl, and dude, it's crazy. It was like she was sexually assaulted with a non-sexual item. So it's like, yeah, like, dude, you just wrap your mind around that. You know what I mean? Obviously, whatever, he was like acquitted or they threw the case out or something, but it's like, come on, bro. You know how that shit goes. So that guy's got a stink on him, at least on my part.
I had no idea. I'm over here thinking like, damn, it's because he debuted too late and all this shit.
Because as far as ability goes and whatever, I think he looks like he's great. I mean, obviously he's a fucking gold medal winning Olympic wrestler, so he's gonna have the ability. That I'm not even knocking that part. It's just, and even the sports entertainment aspect, like he seems to like get it. Like he's picked it up. He knows he can basically hold his own on the mic in there. But dude, there's just other stuff.
He doesn't have charisma either. He's not like a Chad Gable who's an Olympian, or definitely.
But they were killing him. You're not Kurt Angle. You're not Angle. Like, They were killing this fucking
I
guy.
hope they don't go this stupid route where Kurt Angle comes out there and endorses him.
Oh, Jesus.
Remember that when they did that with The Rock and Roman at that Rumble, and The Rock at the
I'll
shit
never,
boot out of him?
I'll never forget that in my life.
The Rock
was
was
holding his arm up.
hand like this, and The Rock was like,
yeah, he's holding him up, and he's going like this, and they're booing, and he's like, nope. With his eyebrow, he was trying to like sway the crowd. He was like, nope, this is my guy. Come on, this is the guy, and they weren't having it. They were like,
I bet you The Rock was low key heated after that, not because of the fans. Like, yo, y'all put me in a fucking stupid predicament.
So fucking crazy, bro. Look at this fucking Andrade match that he had with Buddy Murphy on, bro. That fucking, did you see that ladder match on Collision that he had with Buddy Murphy, bro?
Yes.
I think that was last week, but oh my God. No, it was this week actually for the mask. The ladder match for the mask.
Oh yeah, they went in.
Wait, was that? No, that was last week because this week they had last week they had the trios match. Which, by the way, can they stop fucking wrestling Action Andretti and Dante Martin and insert random dude into it? Can they stop that shit, please? Because they can't do it with AR Fox anymore. Because AR Fox now he's in the Swerve group.
Yeah,
so like group. AR Fox no longer can be there. So they brought out Lee Moriarty, and it's like, can y'all stop putting these people up against fucking the House of Black, please? But it looks like they're gonna have next week is gonna be phenomenal. So hopefully that continues that trend, because I hate to see them just wrestling jobbers. It's annoying. Like, put them in a feud. Like, put Miro in a feud. You know what I mean? You got freaking who is it that attacked Miro on Saturday? QT Marshall or come on, man. Really? You're gonna have
There's some news that just came out.
Breaking news, guys.
WWE Endeavor merger expected to close in mid to late September.
Wow.
What that means, we'll see.
There's gonna be, I can tell you what it means. Once that shit is done, there's gonna be a lot of cuts. And I don't know if it's gonna be a lot of talent, but it's definitely gonna be a lot of personnel.
Yeah,
you're gonna have two different companies, and we have our finance guy, you have your finance guy. We don't need two. So pick one. And you know that there's gonna be a lot of people out of work. How they're gonna how that's gonna go as far as talent, I don't know, but I mean, you know, they're gonna make a lot of money, and there's gonna be a lot of changes, bro. There's gonna be a lot of changes. Maybe not be immediately.
Obviously, you never want to see someone lose their job, but I'm excited to see what could come of this. But at the same time, I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, you know, whatever. They're gonna be fine for the next year or 2 or 3 or whatever, and then you'll start seeing changes here and there. Maybe they'll try some different stuff, and they'll, you know, because you would think you wouldn't want to change too much, seeing as how they're the most profitable they've ever been. Like you would think that Endeavor would be like, yeah, let's just merge and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
and then eventually we'll make our money back in like a couple years because you guys are so profitable, and then, you know, whatever. But I don't know. We'll see. We will see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But cool. A lot of higher up people are gonna make a shitload of money off this deal. So congrats to them
really
people.
Want to know how much money Vince McMahon himself is gonna make.
Oh yeah, I want that number. I think what was it, like 23 point something million or something like that? That his cut was, or some shit like that. Because Triple H was making like 12. Or was it more? I don't remember the exact number.
He's got to be. If the company's selling for like $6 billion, he's got to be making
a couple bill, or at least a bill.
I'd say at least $1 billion.
Because I know Triple H was making like 12 million, which you say 12 million like it's a little bit, but compared to like everyone else, still $12 million, bro.
Yeah,
you give me $12 million right now, I'm see ya. I'm out of here. I'll be doing this podcast from fucking Fiji.
That's the thing. When Vince sells and say he makes $1 billion, that's the biggest sign in the world to walk away, and he's not.
That's what I don't get, man. You're 74, 75 years old.
and I get it. Everyone's gonna say there's no WWE, there's no AEW, there's none of this without Vince McMahon. And yes, you can agree with that. There's no disagreeing in that. But it's like, I don't know, dude, you're old. Like, yo, you just made $1 billion. Like, go the fuck home. At this point, go home.
Just what do you do? That's the thing with those people. Like, he's
like, I get it, you love the business and all that, but like, come on, man. Big Bronson Reed. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah, he shouldn't have any. He really shouldn't have any input in creative at all. Like, they just, and I think this is one of those things that you're gonna see, like, as far as changes go, when it actually finally goes through. Because right now, obviously, he has control. He's majority shareholder, yada yada yada. But once the sale's done and they cash him out or whatever, and he makes his money, and now you have a new board of directors and shit. Hey, bro, listen, we understand and we respect you, but shut your fucking old ass up. Like, and there ain't really much he's gonna be able to do about that. So he might just walk away.
No. You're a better thinking man than me, bro. No way in hell does he walk away.
Maybe that's wishful thinking.
That's very wishful thinking, dude. There is no way in hell he walks away. No, my man's gonna die in that creative chair.
And I actually saw that clip the other day of
Well, he did have a huge surgery. I don't know if you saw that. He had like a big
and he has a freaking warrant out, like, or whatever. They went like to arrest him or some shit. I saw the FBI. They like raided his shit or whatever. I was like, dude, it was like a couple days after that surgery announcement or whatever.
Like, bro, like you're obviously you're obviously not medically well. You're older, which is fine to be in the health you're in. Dude, pay off all these fines or pay yourself out of all this fucking trouble and just ride away in the sunset in Stamford, Connecticut.
Again, someone who all he's known is work. It's like, it's easy to say that from me, like my standpoint, but like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Maybe he doesn't like the beach. Maybe I don't know what other hobbies he has. This is all he knows.
Like, how old's Tony Khan?
30 something, maybe.
I'm gonna look it up actually. But do you see him still doing this at fucking 76 years old?
I don't think he's going to.
He's 40. Tony Khan's exactly 40. He's about to turn 41.
I don't know, bro. The way he,
I'll say this. Hey, Tony looks good for 40. No homo.
Yeah.
You don't look 40.
I thought he was younger.
Yeah, but think about it. So for 40, do you really see Tony doing this another 35 years?
Nah. Not the way he burns the candle at both ends. I don't think that he'll be doing it 35 years, bro. Not at all. Not at all.
And he ain't married. He's not married with kids yet either. Who the fuck gonna take over for Tony?
No, bro. Nothing. He's just some dude out there with a lot of money and
who will buy it and inevitably probably fuck it up.
I don't know, bro.
The way he burns it at both ends.
Yeah, because think about it, bro. Like, you mentioned it earlier, bro. He's got the fucking football team. They've got the soccer team. They got AEW. You got Collision. You got these pay-per-views. You got Ring of Honor. Like
the Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Well, there's that too. It's got a lot of shit going on, this guy, bro. It's like, how long can you keep that up? And then it seems like he's hiring all these people, but he's not relinquishing any like control. He's like, he says that Jerry Lynn and Stokely Hathaway are like kind of running Ring of Honor. No, but then you see him on Ring of Honor every week. You see him there every week. So like, he's even appearing on the show. Like, he appears more on Ring of Honor than he does in AEW. Like, he's on Ring of Honor TV every week going, okay, guys, thank you for joining us for an episode of Ring of Honor. I just want to come out here and introduce her for Stokely Hathaway, who's going to be taking over for creative. It's like, okay, bro, we don't need to see you on TV, yo.
You actually have a pretty decent Tony Khan impression.
Yeah, and it's not bad. I've been working on it. I'm working on it a little bit. I just gotta do the thing where like I'm talking, but I'm looking like off camera into the cue card while you're talking. That's the one thing you gotta pick up. You can see his eyes moving as he's reading the card. He's got to do the old WWE trick or WWF trick where you wear sunglasses. That's why Macho Man and all these people would wear the sunglasses so they could read the fucking cue cards.
That's fucking awesome. So,
but one thing I would say about Ring of Honor, though, I really would like if they would just go back to Orlando. Because
Yeah.
what's happening with Ring of Honor is that, like, and we'll wrap up right after this, but you're taping Dynamite and then Rampage and then Ring of Honor. Like, by the time, dude, even me, and I love Ring of Honor, but I bounced after the first the one or two matches, whatever it was. Because to start the show, they did 2 Ring of Honor matches. I think it was actually 3. They had Samoa Joe come out and murder some guy. Athena came out and wrestled Heather Reckless. And then I think they had a Pure Rules match with what's his name? The guy with the eye patch from Roppongi Vice. I forget his name.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he came out and wrestled. I think it was Trent from Best Friends. Like, they had 3 Ring of Honor matches, then they did Dynamite, then they did Rampage, and then they did like a Ring of Honor show after. And it's like, bro, everybody's leaving. Like, after Rampage, like, everybody's leaving. So when you watch those Ring of Honor shows, you can tell, like, when you look up and those decks, all that shit's empty.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. You should just go in Orlando and have your Ring of Honor people there, so they don't have to be traveling and doing all this bullshit, and you have a full freaking show every week. Because,
look, it's like NXT.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why they don't do that. Like, I don't see anything wrong with them doing that. But
yep, I agree.
You know, Tony's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Yep.
Tony's gonna do what he's gonna do.
And
with that,
yeah.
Yeah, guys, with that, I think we have wrapped up episode 154 of Wrestling is Trash. Thank you so much for joining us, welcoming us back on our wrestling journey here. We're glad to be back again. We took a little break, but we have returned. And things will be getting much more steady as me and Nick both get used to our life adjustments here with everything going on. So you already know, I'm Luke from the BX. You can find all my information on the Everything Podcast Instagram page. From there, you click the link in the bio, and you will find everything related to all my content, which I'm currently not even doing, but it's okay. You can play catch up with the old shit, and when I drop the new shit, you'll be ready to go, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you can also go to Wrestling is Trash on Instagram, click on the link there, and you'll get everything Wrestling is Trash related, which is all of our links, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the YouTube links. Everything will be there. Our merch store, where you can buy one of the lovely shirts that Nick is wearing. And yeah, speaking of Nick, he will tell you where you can find him.
You can follow me at the name on X and Instagram.
Ooh, on
Most
X.
importantly, follow us on X at wrestlingistrash and on Instagram at wrestlingistrash. But most importantly, the YouTube. Get on YouTube, Wrestling is Trash. Like, comment, share, subscribe, everything. We post the content out there for you. Excuse me. Wow. Almost died. Thank you for everyone for always tuning in to our YouTube. But please keep it up. Share that. Share it to all your wrestling friends. Just share it to everyone. Let everyone see our take on the Wrestles. And we, as always, comment. We want to know your take on the Wrestles. Thank you guys, as always. So please keep it up.
Absolutely, guys. And from us to you, thank you very much. And enjoy wrestling.
Peace.